Hey, vegan. Thank you. I will share you out too. Um, Hang on. So how are you this morning? Or I guess it's this afternoon where you are. Let me see where you're at. Hey, Angie, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Sorry about all the drama that's going on with you. I really don't understand it. I don't know who that who that Joan of Arc is, but she's an idiot. I'll tell you that right now. She's an idiot. She's a very immature idiot too. I was in Richard's the other night. She was calling me Chucky and can grow up. Grow the hell up, idiot. And I don't even know the person. She's like, I said, like, do I know you? And she's like, yeah, I know you. Well, fuck, you can fuck all the way off. Hey, Pink. It's beautiful here. Hi, Evelyn. Good morning. I just don't know what's going on. And like I just went in there out of curiosity and I had her coming at me sideways and I'm like, "Who are you? I don't know Joan of Arc. I don't know who she is. I didn't even know that was her until someone said that was her. It was NOGA3 or something like that. And I'm like, who is this person? Why are they coming at me sideways? Why? I mean, there's enough drama going on without this whole this whole stuff. Like, I really don't know. Like, why drag people into it that have no idea what's going on? Like, and that's what, to me, that's what she was doing with me, whoever she is, because I don't know her. I mean, isn't there enough drama going on in this damn community without, dragging innocent people into other drama? And I wish Richard would have like at least said, "Don't come at her. I'm not going after her." But he didn't. So what is what it is. Hi, Joy. How are you feeling, sweetie? Hey, tacos. I don't even know who this person is. It's like not Joan of Arc or something like that. And she's like coming at me sideways, and I don't even know what the whole drama is about. I mean, I go into someone's chat because I like the person. Um, I don't know what went on. It's like it's just so dumb. There's so much hatefulness going on YouTube anymore. It makes you just want to I just want to have fun. I don't know who they are. I don't know, but they were coming at me sideways, Angie, and I didn't appreciate it. YouTube is becoming a place for many to just hurt each other. I'm barely hanging on these days to want to log in. Pink, I hear you. There's been days where I'm just sitting there thinking, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Like when someone like you don't even know, like that Joan of Arc or whoever in the hell she um, is coming at you sideways for something you have no idea is what is going on. It sucks. And I'm using her name because it was in a public chat. She just went after me. She kept calling me Chucky and I mean, and kept saying she knew me. Like get the hell off my case. And Richard, watch your chat. If someone's not saying anything wrong, watch your chat. Don't let people go at other people sideways. Like speak up. That's what you do as a creator. If you can't do that, you're not useful as a creator, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I'm just addressing it because I had no idea what was going on. And I had this person coming at me, and I don't even know who they are. Like, and it just goes to show you, like, if you can't be involved in one thing, you get dragged into something else that you have nothing to do with. I was in there out of curiosity because I watched Richard for many months on Angie's, and I thought they were friends. So, I was just trying to get the background. Start the sentence off like, with all due respect, be sure to accentuate the comma. F off. Exactly. Well, I just left the chat because it was I'm not going to sit there and fight with a 2-year-old. You know what I mean? And that's all that person wanted to do was fight. So, you know, you can F all the way off. And if you have a creator that's not, hey, Gemma, how are you doing, sweetie? If you have a creator that's not policing their chat or watching, or have their moderators police their chat and not come at people that are in your chat not doing anything sideways, and you're not going to say anything, then I'm out. I'm just out. I'm not going to stay in the chat like that. I won't do it. There's always replay if you want to find out what's going on. And I still, to be honest with you, I went back to listen to it. I still don't understand what's going on. So if that not Joan of Arc comes in here, please remove them. Remove their comments and remove them. Thank you. Because I do not know them, nor do I want to know them, to be honest with you. But yeah, you have to, as a creator, and I've had to learn this too, because I never wanted to do it either. I never wanted to remove people. I would feel guilty if I had to remove someone. Now I don't. If they're coming at this after someone in my chat, I'll fricking remove them myself, Pink, no more addressing the drama. Last night was the finale. Angie, I've never had a problem with you. I don't know what the whole, I mean, you've never been anything but gracious with me. So if you would like a summary of what's going on, I'd be glad to give you that summary. You want to come up and do that, Evelyn? Because I really don't know. And I don't like people coming at me sideways and saying, I'm this and I'm actually, she went so far as to say that, I think she said it in Angie's chat, that Angie was piggybacking off me to get subs, which I really don't believe. It's all over the Discord. I really don't understand. Evelyn, if you want to come up and give me a summary, you can, but I still don't think that someone that's a creator should allow people in their chat to be going after someone that's totally innocent, has no clue what's going on, went into a chat out of curiosity and had someone attack them. Isn't there enough drama on here and hatefulness? God. I try to stay in my own lane and not get involved with the drama. I like who I like. I'm not going to apologize for it. I've had people not like people that I like. So what? And I've had people that I like people that I don't like, and that's fine too. I don't follow people around YouTube seeing who they like and who they support, who they don't support. Panic at the Discord. Some creators don't care if they lose subs. They aren't in YouTube for their subs, but to just gossip and smear. Pink, I'm not in it for the subs either, but I'm not in it to get attacked, for someone to go at me sideways for no reason, for no apparent reason, especially when you don't know that person. And I have no clue. Had I not seen that person in Angie's chat, I wouldn't even know who they were. I wouldn't even know they had a channel. I wouldn't know nothing. And it's got to be a bully channel, because now they're on a different a different channel, like an alternate channel. And to me, when you have to make yourself alternate channels because you have a bully channel, so you're bullying people. That's just my opinion. Carla, I stopped streaming because people are mean to me. I mean, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to give them that. I'm not going to give them what I want. I just wish creators would be more aware of what goes on in their chat. And like, if someone's innocent and they just come in to listen, and don't allow your people, your bullies in your chat to attack them for no reason. It's wrong. Hey, Texas girl, there's enough of it on YouTube. There's enough hatefulness on YouTube. Good God. And there's a lot of things in my personal lives with my personal friends that I'm like worried about. So, YouTube is the least of my worries right now. Look, Joy comes in here. Her and her husband are so sick from um, COVID pneumonia. The guy that works with my husband is in intensive care again. He's really, really bad. Hi, Chick. Good morning. Good morning. Mr. Positive, I don't know if I said hello to you, but hello if I didn't. He is so sick that he's like on a ventilator and everything. Like, it's bad. He's got they put a feeding tube in him yesterday because he can't even eat. That's how bad it is. So there's a lot of things going on in the real world that people need to be aware of. Yeah, pneumonia. I think that's what Joy said, that her and her husband have pneumonia from COVID, which is scary. It's scary because I heard that it's worse than pneumonia, the regular pneumonia. Not that there's a regular pneumonia, because pneumonia is bad no matter what. But that's what I'm saying. Ventilators can kill people. Well, and yeah, and also, well, he is to the point where he can't even eat on his own. So they're putting a feeding tube in him today. So it's bad. That one place I wouldn't want to be right now is in a hospital. Just wouldn't, and especially not in the COVID unit. I just pray for Joy and her husband. I really do. I'm going to be cleaning out father-in-law's house for a while. I don't have time for freaking drama. Yeah, your father-in-law passed away, didn't he, Angie? My prayers go out to you too. YouTube should be a place of relief from our real life situation. Sorry about Joy and her husband. My goodness, life is hard enough. Ventilators can also save lives. It's not always bad. Pink, before I knew that about live streams and people going live and all this stuff on YouTube, I had no idea that I had so much fun on YouTube because that is where I learned how to crochet. I made things. I went on YouTube every day. I watched what do you call it? I watched documentaries while I learned how to crochet. Because I used to be a big ID, investigation discovery fan. So I'd watch investigation discovery while I would learn how to make blankets. And hi, Diana. Thank you, Diana. You can share your channel out too if you want. But I used to, yeah, and before all that, then I would watch documentaries on TV and I would learn how to make blankets. And I have learned how to make so many things on from YouTube. And that was before I knew about live streams. And then once I knew about, live streams, that seems to be where all the drama came from and the horribleness and the hatefulness. And it's sad. It's really, really sad. But when you have someone coming at you sideways for something that you don't even know, the whole story about. So you don't even have the what's the word I'm looking for? You don't even have the you can't even make a informed decision because you only have one side of a story. So if you don't have two sides of the story, how can you make a decision about if someone's guilty or not guilty, or if if they are and they apologize for it? What is to say? Why can some people be forgiven for certain things and other people not? Like, that's my question. And I've seen it over and over and over and over. Why be why can some people be forgiven for more heinous things than what other people? Yes, there is usually two sides to a pancake, as the saying goes. Sometimes not, though. But I'm just saying, if someone apologizes, if they did something and they realize they did something, I've had to do it on here. I've had to apologize for my behavior. Like, you learn by your mistakes. You have to. Like, if you don't learn by your mistakes, like if you're a live streamer and you're on here and you don't learn from your mistakes, there's something wrong, because we all make them, all of us. No matter, you can be the most perfect person in the world, but you're going to make mistakes on here. And that's just the way it is. I have never had more than one channel on here. And I just don't think, hey, Blink, how are you? I don't think I have I don't think I ever will have more than one channel on here. Mistakes are learning opportunities. Exactly, Tacos. And I've learned. And like people say, you have to get another channel and you have to, I don't bully anyone. So I don't need another channel. I'm not going to try and get content from another channel. So I'm too lazy to start a new channel up, to be honest with you. So my sister from a different mister. It's the environment, and being behind a picture gives people a sense of tick bad and don't have to be responsible. Exactly. And if you're not, it's the keyboard warriors. But I'm not going to get another channel. Here's the thing with me. I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy. I don't plan on. What about, I'm sorry, now get your panties out of your ass? Would that make you feel like the person understands that they hurt you? No, Evelyn, it wouldn't, to be honest with you. Any apology I've ever made is, I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry. And I don't even know the whole issue with you, Evelyn, but I'm sorry you were hurt. I don't know what it was. Um, I hope things can get better for you. The ones in high school that were not heard. I was always the kid in high school that uh, never fit in. Like, I fit in, but with not the cool kids. I was always with the uncool kids, but that was okay. Angie, are you okay? I know you're going through a lot in your real life. I understand. YouTube isn't my priority. My mom's health is failing. I'm so busy helping my dad out. Difficult times. I'm sorry, Pink. I lost both my parents. So, I know what it's like to lose people that are close to you. And now I'm not looking forward to, but I will be getting a shot pretty soon, my second shot, and I'm nervous about that. So, but I think it's a good idea to get it. I love you. If people don't like you, then they need to. I'm just wondering why that person came at me sideways. Like, I don't know them. And I didn't understand it. I'm like, I'm in here trying to find out what's going on. And that person came at me sideways. But if you're a creator and you allow that in your chat, then don't expect someone like me, if someone's attacking me in your chat, to stay there and listen to it. I'm not going to have someone attack me. I'm wearing N95 masks because of the sheer amount of dust. You and your family are in my prayers. Yes, Pink, you're in my prayers too. And anybody that's suffering right now, like the guy that works with my husband, like getting a feeding tube today, that's going to be rough for him. He has not seen, it's going to be 6 weeks that he got sick. And he hasn't seen his daughter since he went in the hospital 2 weeks after he got it. And he has not seen his daughter since he's been in the hospital. And because she is under 15, anybody under 15 is not allowed to visit in the hospital. So he's going through a rough time. No one here is wearing a mask at all. Yeah, I heard that about Texas. I heard their cases are ramping up, though. Evelyn, what about, hang on, what about I'm sorry and I won't tell you what you did for me to I hate you. Someone else knows the reason, but you aren't worthy to be told what you did, and I'm done talking about it. I'm sorry, Evelyn. I see, Evelyn, and this is the thing, and you used to come in here all the time, so I kind of know you. I really don't know the history of it all. So I kind of went in there. I would feel bad. I would feel really bad. I'm being honest. I would feel bad. And here's the thing, I couldn't even stay long enough to find out what was going on. Hey, Joe. Because there's so much other stuff, there's so many other people going live, and there's so much other drama going on. Like I'm sorry if things are hard on you, if something went on that's terrible for you, Evelyn. I really am. But I really don't know the whole story. But I am sorry if, you know, life is fragile. Those who go on YouTube to spread hate, I'll never understand why. Pink, I got you. I mean, I I I I don't know. And they have panels of them, panels of hate where they attack people and attack people. It's like I've been the subject of attacks on panels. I've been doxxed, totally doxxed, with a picture of my dead mother. My husband's been doxxed with a picture of my 3-year-old granddaughter. What? I mean, so like what I had to do was like put my big girl panties on and forget about it, according to some people. But when it happens to you and you're not used to it being doxxed, and it's, you know, I'm not going to say it, but that time that I was doxxed, it was going in so many chats. It was like going in so many chats that I couldn't even keep up with all the places that dox was going. And so I just gave up. Hey, Jackpot. Um, but here on YouTube, I just can't forgive and forget. Let it all go, but never forget. I've like let it go too. Like I've been doxxed so many times. It's like it is what it is. But that time that I was really doxxed bad, like with the picture of my granddaughter and stuff, it was going in, like just going from chat to chat to chat to chat to chat, and just like it got to the point where I just logged off. It was like it wasn't even worth following that person around. I think the first chat they went into was Molly Golightly's, and I went up on Molly's panel, and in the private message, I said, I'm being doxxed in your chat. Hey, Big Tim. And I said, I'm being doxxed in your chat. And she got rid of it right away. And my good friend Gingerlocks was in there, and she got rid of it. So, sometimes you just have to ignore it. Like sometimes you just have to ignore it, especially if it comes in my chat. I'll just ignore it and just like remove it and not even draw attention to it because that's what you're told. Don't draw attention to it. Social media is vicious. Nobody read the fine. Nobody read the fine print. Yeah, it is. It is. It certainly is. And you know, it seems to be getting worse and worse. I'm not sure. I didn't see her. I usually see her when she's in here, Pink. She usually comes in, but not like early. Like, she drives her kids to school, so she might have, stopped somewhere. Or I just hit bullseye button for you. Oh, thank you. So it is what it is, though. I mean, you're never going to stop it. You're never going to stop the hatefulness, no matter what. I mean, if you're a creator on YouTube, you are going to have haters. I mean, even someone like Pink, okay? Pink Lady Luck has the most mellow channel. You go there, she shows sunsets. And if you guys haven't subbed to her, go sub to her. But she shows sunsets and she really she's a nurse and she'll answer questions, if you have any questions, to talk about certain things. Like, I know she reached out to me when my son was going through a really bad time. But she has a mellow channel. So if you haven't subbed to her, sub to her, but she'll have things like streams, like she'll be sitting out or she'll go to a graveyard or a cemetery and but she has just like good streams. And even though I don't always talk, oh, another one is Liard. I was in her stream last night too. You have to take good care of yourself on YouTube. Give yourself permission to be kind to yourself, not just to others. Exactly. And that's what I'm learning too, Pink. Like, I am not going to apologize for being myself anymore. It's just not going to happen. I mean, I've gone through a lot in my life, so I'm not going to allow people to make me feel less than. It would be a little different if views and money wasn't involved. Um, I don't know. I think some people are just not nice people, to be honest with you. I don't think that's ever happened to me, and I hope it never does. Um, I, look, I've, I don't think if you're a creator with any amount of people that, you're not going to at least go through some kind of hate on here. You want to come up, Pink? Um, for the amount of money, like I am monetized, but for the amount of money that I make, I'll tell you what, I sometimes don't get anything for months because I don't push it. I don't, I'm not one that pushes a PayPal or pushes like anything. I run commercials, but I don't have any kind of merchandise or it's just too much like work to me. I guess I'm just lazy that way. I guess I could. Robbie was going to show me how to do it, and I just thought, no, I don't even know what I would. Okay. Well, tell me when you're ready. Tell me when you're ready, and I'll just put the link in the chat. Um, I can't remember what I was saying. Now I'm lost. Oh God. I can't remember what I was saying. I just think that it just okay, 5 minutes. Just let me know in the chat when you want to come up. But yeah, so I had that person coming at me sideways and I don't even know who they are. And I'm like, wow, that, and then when they said who they were, I had heard that name or I had seen that person. I think it was in Angie's chat. I'm like, holy cow, that's their name. And they have an alternate channel. So I guess you have a regular channel and then you have a bully channel. So you can just bully people just for no reason. Like, leave me alone. I'm not involved. I didn't do anything to anybody. I did not put anybody's personal information out there. I did not check. And the one person I did look up on YouTube, we've been okay for over a year. So you cannot throw that in my face. And that was Morbid Angel, and she knows all about it. And it was after she had threatened to dox me. And I apologized to her. She apologized to me. And we moved on from that. That is the only thing we've ever done. Robbie was going to help me with the merch, but you know what? Really, I don't think I have anything worth, you know what I mean? Like you could do t-shirts or whatever, but, um, yeah, I never looked into it. I guess because I'm just lazy. I know, you would buy them. Oh, well, that's nice of you. I just don't. I guess it's just I'm heading out for my daily 5 mile run. If I go on live stream tonight, I hope you are there. Not sure yet if I'm coming on tonight. Okay, Diana, I will check you out. Candles and Carla candles. Yeah. I couldn't do what Laura does, like her candles. Like that's a lot of work. I could do the only merch I could do is probably, and people have asked me, told me that I should put some of my crocheting on Etsy, but I don't want, you know what I mean? Hi, Lisa. Hi, I never see you in here. Nice to see you. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, I could put some of my crocheting on Etsy, I guess, but I don't know. Pics of you in a while. I actually have a wide brim hat, but I'm not going to go live to show it. So yeah, that's not happening. Oh, Lordy. I saw you live, had my coffee ready, had your coffee ready. I went, and it's late today. I usually go live around 8:30, but this morning I slept in. I just like I was up early and then I just like I did not feel like getting up. So I just went back to sleep and I was like, well, I was out. I went out. So I got up, had a shower, and then yeah. And I wouldn't give out my address, just saying blah blah blah. Well, and here's the thing. Anybody I've given my their address to me because I've sent stuff to them, I have not doxed them. I've been accused of it, but I mean, if you're sending, like if you're having, and that's another reason I haven't had any giveaways lately because I do not want to get accused of doxing people because I have been accused of that and it sucks, you know, it sucks. Because people have said, oh, she just wants to give stuff away so she'll have your address and your information. No, no, that's not true. And how do you fix that? You just stop doing giveaways. The only giveaways I'll do is like gift cards or whatever. Then you can just give the number and put it in. You can do an Amazon gift card and just throw it in the email. You don't have to have anybody's address. Imagine all the address buying candles. Oh, well, yeah, but you have to keep look, and a lot of people don't use their YouTube name; they use their real name. So how are you going to match a YouTube name with a real name? Like, you know what I mean? You, I don't know. Hi, Silver Wings. Thank you. Um, but it is what it is. It doesn't matter. You're on YouTube. You're going to get accused of things. I'll drop your link. Silver Wings. What is it? Silver Wings? Um, what is it? Wings Official? Official. There you go. What do you look like? There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Silver Wings channel. Here we go. I don't know. Here you go. Um, they'll order and specify it on the YouTube to me. That's a big yikes. I would be too afraid of, is Pink back? Is Pink back? I wanted her to come up. Um, I don't see her. I'm watching. I'm watching. You're welcome. Oh, okay. Just let me know when you're ready, Pink. Well, when I did giveaways and it was like, it was like things that I had made. Like I didn't have, yeah, PO box is the way to go. That's true. Hey, Jenny. I'm good. How are you? It's supposed to be a crappy day today. Not like um weather-wise, yes, because it's supposed to like rain today, but not going to be cold or whatever. Just calls it as I sees it sometimes. And you have a right. You have every right to do that. Everybody has Jenny. Oh, I love you too. Thank you so much. That is so sweet. Thank you. You don't have to do that. Seriously. I just love seeing you in here. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. I do Amazon gift cards. Yeah, I am gonna start doing Amazon gift cards and just Amazon gift cards because I just got a bad rap from people saying, "Oh, well, she just wants to give away stuff so that she can have your address." Why? Why? Why would I need your address? Like, if you can ask a lot of people that I have been friends with on YouTube for years, years, and I've never, what I do when I go to the post office and I mail something out, I rip, rip the address up. Thank you again, Jenny. That was so sweet. Angie, welcome to Coffee Coalition. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. I'm going to want to do, what do you call it? Hangouts one of these days. I haven't done one of those in ages. I kind of like got away from it. I was going through a bad time, and I'll admit this. I was going through kind of a depression. I kind of had to force myself to go on. Um, well, I'm coming randomly and sometimes commented crazy things and always respected. I don't forget much. Hi, Angie from New Jersey. From Jenny. It's so nice to see green in here. Um, Yeah, it's sad. YouTube has gone to be like a swamp. That's the only thing I can liken it to, is just like a swamp. Is It's like people like just wanting to hurt each other. And what do you get out? Okay. Is there a link? Yeah, I'll put the link in the chat. I'll put the link in the chat. Here you go. There you go, lady. I don't know if you've ever been on my panel, Pink. Um, did it go in? Did it, is it in there? It's not showing on StreamYards. StreamYards is behind, I think, behind YouTube. There it is. You're in New York City, Lisa? I heard that's a bad place for the virus right now. So is Pennsylvania, by the way. I am nervous about my second shot. I'm going to be honest. I am nervous about going for it. I mean, am I going to? And because every day they have somebody on the news talking about different symptoms. Hey.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, chat. If it's morning where you're at, or good afternoon, depending on where you're from.
So how are you?
I'm okay. I'm drained. Real life stuff. That's what makes it so hard. My tolerance is getting less on YouTube you know, of just uh, the hate, and I do call it hate. Um, the behaviors are just outlandish, and I can't wrap my head around it anymore. And it's getting nowhere.
And what is got? I mean, what do you get out of it? That I don't get what's do people
Nothing.
actually do people high stress mess, do people actually enjoy it? Like it seems to me that some people do. And that's what makes it sad to me.
I think maybe for some people, because we're all going through something in our real lives. Maybe it's in a strange way, it's a sense of relief for them to let them forget about what they're going through and watch other people go through pain. Or I don't understand it. And I always said that, if it stopped and we either ignored each other or supported each other, this community would grow into great things. Um, but I don't understand the constant need to have to, when somebody goes after someone. And yes, people want to defend themselves, and I understand that. But when you get to a point where it's not working, because I'll always say, hey, how's it working for you?
It's
you
not.
know it's not.
It's
It's
not.
not.
And I could have stayed in that chat. I was talking about that chat and where that person came at me sideways, and I could have stayed in there and argued with them. But then I thought to myself, I don't even know this person. Now, what would be the point of me staying in here and saying this and that to that person, because it was ridiculous? I mean, what they were calling me Chucky, and the whole thing from a
Yeah.
year ago. And I'm like, what would be the point of me even staying in this chat and arguing with this person? Because it's just like not worth it.
Were there mods in that chat?
There was the one that I saw, and I'm thinking, you need to police your chat when you're doing that, because I'm not going to allow that in this chat. I like in
Right.
my chat, I have enough mods in here. They're not going to allow that either.
Not the same in mine. And it doesn't matter who you are. If I don't understand, then what is the job of having mods? If what are they there for? you know uh, what's the sense of having mods if they're not going to do? I think now that some mods, and there are great mods out there are super mods out there that will time out when necessary. And it's I don't
Not to
understand
say
it.
that someone can have an opinion, but when it's like someone coming at someone's looks for
Right.
what? And especially when you don't know that person and you don't know, and the only reason I went in there was to find out the other side, because you hear one side of the story and I wanted to hear the other side of the story. That is the only reason I went in there. And then when I all I said was hello, and this person just came at me, and I'm like, I'm not staying here. I don't need this.
No.
I'm not going to fight with the person that's, coming for my looks. Why should I? I don't
No.
even know that person.
No,
And I have a right.
that person should have been timed out immediately.
Exactly. And I have nothing. I have, I allow people in my chat, no matter who they support. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not following people around YouTube and saying, oh, I saw you in that chat, so you can't come in my chat. I don't care. One of
Hmm.
the biggest issues on YouTube is we want to oversimplify human behavior. People on YouTube want to see things as black and white, all good or all bad. We all have we are all more complex than that. Exactly.
Yeah,
That's true.
there's no gray area, and that's what social media is. It's a digital platform, and that's there is not going to be that compassion, that feeling of compassion or that connection. And it's digital, so that's why it's so easy for some people to spew bad behaviors, and there's no consequences either. People are not in real life, we're reprimanded for bad behaviors and rewarded for good behaviors. You don't see that on any digital platform. In YouTube, the more dramatic a platform is in bad behaviors, it hits the algorithms, and the views
They
go
get
up,
more, yeah, they get more
and
money.
their money, absolutely, their
Yeah.
money goes up. So it's I don't know, it's messed up, and you got to keep your wits about you, that this isn't the real world in YouTube, that people do not act like that normally, outside of YouTube. And
No, and if you met a lot of these people in real life, they definitely wouldn't go at you
I hope
like
not,
they.
they would be
Well,
arrested. They
I
would.
think some would, but very, very, very few. Very few. You
Right,
know.
because there's law and order, there's structure in the real world. There's no structure on digital platforms.
Yeah.
We
That's
need structure as humans. We need law and order, and you know that's there just isn't enough of it. It's up to us as creators to police our own chats. But I don't know. It's just become too much. And
Well, I have zero tolerance for hatefulness in my chat. If it's hateful, if you're going at people or the panel guests or whatever, you have a right to have your opinion, but to go at somebody, no, not in my chat. You can be respectful and have an opinion. I've seen people do it, but no, I don't want bullying.
no.
And YouTube won't do anything about bullying because they haven't. It's been, you've seen it over and over. People
Well, I
get bullied.
heard Makeup Mobster did a live last night. I didn't catch the whole thing, but
Mhm.
something about Google moderators and striking. I don't know. There's something going on where YouTube is cracking down, and I don't know if it has to do with censorship or what's going on. But the gist of what I heard from Makeup Mobsters live was that we really have to be careful, in chats, especially of what we're even commenting, typing. Um,
Well, I know when I'm the moderator in certain chats, and I know a lot of comments are held for review. So I think that's YouTube holding comments for review. So
mhm.
they're not allowing every comment in there like they used to. So I don't know if
Yeah,
that's part of it.
I had a
Ginger
moderator.
locks, hi.
Hi, Ginger Locks. I can't see chat. I had a moderator drop a link to someone's channel last week or a few days ago on my live stream, and Google Moderator deleted it. And they put the person's name to the channel and it kept deleting it. And then I said, just put the channel and don't type anything else. And it stayed. So I don't know if they considered that a dox because they put in their first name, their YouTube name. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I know they're cracking down on like bad words. I know that because I'm a moderator in a lot of different chats, and um, it's a lot of the comments are held for review, held for review, held for review, and they only used to do that every once in a while.
Well, they need to crack down on creators who use bad words.
Ginger Locks is in the emergency room.
Oh no, she all right?
You want to come up and talk about it, Ginger? Oh, prayers.
Oh
God
no.
bless her.
I
You know
know.
she's been having health problems. You know she caught the virus in the hospital, right?
Yes. Yes.
That's scary. Now that guy that works with my husband has to have a ventilator put or no, a feeding tube put in today. He was on a ventilator. You don't want to come up.
Is he off the
Okay.
ventilator?
I don't know. I really don't know. I just know that he's going to have a feeding tube put in today.
Okay, that's a good sign though. That's a good sign.
Is it?
It
I don't
is
know.
as far as his progress, you know. I mean,
He's
if he
still in
wasn't doing
intensive care.
well, they probably wouldn't have put a feeding tube in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's in
They would have kept him on a PICC line or
yeah.
given him nutrition that way through like an IV. But that's a good sign that he's getting a feeding tube. I think it is.
Yeah, he's really like he had it like his daughter brought it home from school. He his wife caught it, then he caught it and he was fine for a week and then he started getting really really sick. Um and so they admitted him in the hospital and he's been in there for I think it's 5 weeks now.
Oh,
But
goodness. Yeah.
yeah, and he's a healthy 55-year-old
Mm-hmm.
man. He's always been in shape. So you just never know how it's going to hit.
No.
Like 70-year-olds can like get it and be fine, but he's healthy. And now he's on 60% of his salary. And everything at home has started to like, his washing machine broke down, his car broke down. You know what I mean? Like he's not home to take care of all this stuff now. So
Right,
kind of
right.
hard on his wife. So
Sure, sure. Well, maybe is there a fund or something that the company is setting up for
I'm
the
not sure.
family?
I'm not
Yeah.
sure, but they're going to do something. Mr. Positive, I was in the emergency room most of last night. I had to leave and come back to the hospital. Who knows how to treat my gastroparesis because the doctors treated me like crap at Princeton. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ginger. That sucks.
What happened?
Um, she went to the hospital for some kind of infusion yesterday,
Right.
and I can't remember what she told me, but anyways, she had to go leave the emergency room and go back to the hospital to doctors that know how to treat her gastroparesis because the doctors treated me like crap at Princeton, she said.
Mm-hmm.
And they did.
Yeah, she's been through a lot.
Oh, a lot. Since last August, actually.
Yeah.
Has been on and off since last August.
Well, I hope you feel better, Ginger Locks. I hope, they can treat you properly and, you always got to be your own advocate. I'm sure Ginger Locks is, you know.
Oh, she's learned to be her own advocate.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. She has learned to be her own advocate, which is a good thing.
Right, right. We know our bodies. We know when something's wrong, and you've got to speak up for yourself. Doctors don't know everything, and there are some doctors that aren't the greatest either. So,
She said I was dehydrated. She was dehydrated. Well, she hasn't been able to eat right since she was diagnosed with that gastroparesis. Do you know what that is? Actually,
Hmm.
somebody was in Robbie's last night that has exactly the same thing, gastroparesis, Ginger Lux. And I came this close to asking her what if she's been in the hospital as much as you have been.
Yeah, and it's scary during COVID, to have to go to the hospital.
Hey, Joy. Joy also, I don't know if you know this, but her and her husband were in the hospital. Well, her husband still is in the hospital.
Yeah,
Um, Very unpredictable. My husband can't even move, and he was in perfect health. Yeah.
so hard. I'm so sorry, Joy.
So
You know,
here's what's important,
yeah.
guys, not this YouTube drama. If there's real things, real people going through real things on YouTube, just remember that. I don't know what that is, Carla. Um, I don't know how to explain it. You'd have to like Google it. Osteoporosis, you have to Google it.
Yeah, it's tough. We all go through real things, and yeah, I just don't get it. And I just think, um, we have to be more mindful. And what aggravates me is not every creator, but think of your subscribers. Like I I ask, like, where do we go? The ones that don't want it? Yes, we have channels like your channel, my channel. Lee started her own channel, but I know I don't know where to go anymore without feeling, if I'm seen over in this chat, other people are going to think I'm on a side. I refuse to take a side. I'll go in particular live streams from people I've been friends with, when we first all came to YouTube, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But it's been going on for too long. There's where's the breaking point that we just move on, leave each other alone.
Well, yeah, and don't involve each other. Don't involve people in the fuckery. That's all I can say. Don't
Yeah.
involve me in something I have nothing to do with. Like I can go into a chat and say hello to people that I talk to, like Evelyn comes in here. So when she's in a chat, I like to be able to say hello to her without getting attacked and my looks getting, oh, well, you're Chucky or whatever, whatever. I mean, that's like 8 year old already. It's getting old. Okay. Like, come on. I'm not going to stay in that chat. And if the creator isn't going to do anything about it, then, I'm just going to leave. Well,
Right.
why should I stay there?
Right. But there I think there are creators that probably don't care about their subs, that maybe they just care about what they want to say, and not be mindful of their subscribers when their subscribers are the ones who make the channel go. um I don't
Bye,
know.
Angie. Thank you for coming in.
Bye,
She said that
Angie. Take it
unfortunately.
easy. Yeah, she's
She
going
lost
through a lot too.
her father-in-law, did she not?
Yeah, and they're cleaning out his estate, and you know, she's going through a
Hey,
lot.
Brian.
So not easy, not easy. But I don't know.
No,
I don't understand the need to always I think it's also a matter of everybody wants to be right.
right.
It's either, they want to be right. And everyone has an opinion and not everyone's going to agree, but everyone wants to be right at the same time. And it's
You know
just
what I don't
back and
like?
forth. I'm sick
I
of it. I got
seriously,
sick of it a long time
I
ago.
seriously don't like seeing screenshots of people's private conversations. I just don't. I'm not one that's like that invested in someone's private conversation. I'm just not. Um, I know it puts a lot of context in things, and people say things. Let's face it, we all talk crap behind the scenes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't need to see what you say to somebody else. Maybe you were mad at me that day and you said, "Oh my God, you pissed me off," or whatever. I don't need to see that you said that about me that day. I don't need to. It could have been like just, it could have been just that day, or, I might have pissed you off for a week, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I'm
Yeah.
not going to
Yeah.
change my opinion about someone that they said in a screenshot. And a lot of time, those screenshots are taken out of context. Okay, Brian. Hey, back.
Yeah,
Um,
there's too much room for interpretation, you know?
well, a lot of times these screenshots are taken out of context, and then people will say, "Oh
Right,
my God, the person is a horrible person. Look what they said." And it's like, ah, but that's not the whole conversation.
right. Yeah.
Oh, God. But
So, if you don't, I've learned to pull back a lot. I left the drama community for a long time, um, and went back to think, well, maybe, just maybe, maybe things have gotten better. And I was shocked. I was shocked this,
I
to go back and be like, what is going on here? Um,
redheaded stepchild said hello to you and me. Hello.
Hi.
I love that name.
I know, right? Redheaded
That's like
stepchild.
cool names on here. Yeah, we need to just, how about we just be kind to each other? And if we do have a problem with someone, there's an old block button we can use and just block that person. You don't even have to see them. And I've done it. When I've had a problem with someone, I don't even see them. And people say, "Did you see what that person said?" No, I didn't, because they're blocked. I don't see them. I'm not going to argue with somebody in a chat, you know. If
Right.
I don't see 'em.
It's hard because the community has grown. So the more people you have, the more complicated it's become,
Mhm, mhm.
to navigate and where to go. And I always say, I saw this saying one time, and you're always going to be an asshole in someone's story.
Oh, that is so good. I might steal that.
You can steal it. I'll give it to you. Yep. You'll always be an asshole in somebody's
That's
story.
that is so true. That is so true. So true. Yeah, that, but I don't want to see other people's private conversations. To me, that is like an invasion of privacy, and that's and I see people use that all the time. Well, I'm going to bring up this screenshot, and I'm going to bring up that screen. Why? We shouldn't give it the we shouldn't validate it, because everything can be changed. And if we've learned nothing from YouTube, everything can be changed and manipulated and made to make anybody look bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look what you went through. I mean, you went through a lot. You went through a lot. And I, you know I remember that time,
Yeah.
and that was bad. That
Yeah,
was
and I
bad.
left. I left only, people were like, "Oh, good, we got her off of YouTube." No, I chose to leave because I knew my truth. What hurt was the betrayal of a friendship. That's what hurt. And
That
somebody
will
brought
always
it
be.
up. Somebody brought it up. Oh, I won't mention her name, but somebody brought it up as a way to get back at me because I called them out on, you know, going after a creator making videos over and over and over. You know and that's what I got in response. Wow, I know what you did, and you did this, and you took thousands and thousands of dollars from somebody. And I'm just like, look, I know my truth. Okay. And I've made my peace. I made my peace with being there.
Mhm.
um and that's private. That's something I'll never share with. And that's all
Right.
I needed. That was enough for me, even when that first happened. you know I was the betrayal of Celeste, who was my friend, and being there, and the confusion and why. And um
That was
I knew my truth, and that was enough for me. It was the betrayal that really um was upsetting to me, that hurt me the most. But if you know your truth, and that saying, the truth will set you free, it's so true.
Mhm.
um and I don't have to prove my truth.
No.
When I see people out there, defending themselves over and over and over, you know all have a character about us. We don't have to do that.
Mhm.
If we have friends, they know you for who you are. They know
Exactly.
your character. um
Exactly.
so yeah, I left for a while because to find balance, because I wasn't going to go down that rabbit hole. I wasn't going to allow these people to affect my life.
Jackpot. That's so sweet. He says, or she says, YouTube may be a swamp, but there are blessings like Carla to brighten my day. That see,
Uh,
it's like for people like that, like that's what like people like when I went through the bad part of my time on YouTube, people would say, "Why do you keep coming back?" Because it's every day, it's something. For people like that, for people that appreciate who you are and see who you are, that's why. And there are a lot of good people on here. There are a few not so nice people, but there are a lot of good people. And I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, to be honest with you.
yeah, and those are the people, those are the channels that you can walk away and take something from it, take something positive from it, and remember it. That's what brings me back. The creator that allowed me, a platform to speak. When whether we're going through a hard time or but in the drama community, what can you walk away with that's positive?
Not lately, not too much.
No,
Not too much.
no.
It doesn't matter where you go. It's just like negativity and negativity. And it's like, and when we'd be lying to ourselves if we said we didn't listen to some of these channels. But I just can't, if it's just all about like bashing, and I can't. I just can't. I'll go watch something else. I'll watch a documentary or do something else. There's a
Yeah, and
lot of
and what happened, with the St. Jude thing, there was a little bit of hope. I thought that, this community was coming together for a cause, and people for a brief moment forgot about going after each other, and it was Diane that was the focus and what really mattered in life. Well, that didn't last long. Do you know what I'm
um
saying? Like,
yeah.
people started going after each other again.
Yeah, it's hey Carlos. Yeah, I'm trying to stay like it's that's like a real tough one for me. you
Yeah,
know,
you know
I'm
what? We
trying
we can't
I'm trying
change.
not to say too much. I have an opinion about it, but I'm trying not to say too much about it because
Right.
I mean everybody else has like said so much about it. So my little channel is not gonna make much of a difference. But um
But the point was it brought people together in a
it
sense
really
that,
did. It really
okay,
did.
and
It
and people even mentioned it like, we're going to heal and we're all gonna, unite, and it didn't last long.
No, it didn't. It didn't last long. But on the other hand, here's a good thing that came out of it for me, anyways. I got to know a lot of people I never would have got to know. Um, you know, being that I was not going into Laura's chat, I was not going into a lot of chats, and I got to know a lot of people that I never would have gotten to know. And I like a lot of the people in there. So, that was one of the things that positive that came out of it. Um,
Hmm.
and if you can take something positive out of something negative, that's what I took out of it. Um,
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And focus on the positivity, because it's like you say, it is what it is, and people can scream all they want, that about what they feel about Diane, but it's not going to change anything. It's not going to change anything. But take that energy and turn it to something positive. And if you don't like somebody, don't watch them. Don't watch them.
Oh,
It's just
Ginger, they
it's.
can't get an IV and they can't find a vein. She
mm,
has the worst veins.
Do I need to go down there and get a vein? I'm very good at finding veins.
She
Yes.
really has like,
If you're
hey Bailey,
dehydrated, yeah, if you're dehydrated, especially, you're gonna have a hard time finding a vein.
I have bad veins too. I had to have a doctor from the emergency room come up when I had my staph infection.
Hmm.
I had to have a doctor from the emergency room. The nurses could not find a vein to save their lives. So a doctor came up from the emergency room to put they ended up putting it in my elbow, the, what do you call that?
Underneath your arm.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
they found they could find a vein.
Yeah.
Hey, Bailey, nice to see you. Oh, yeah. But prayers for you, Ginger.
Poor thing. And plus those ERs, the hospitals are cold, which constrict your veins. So you feel cold, and your veins are going to constrict. So
How long of a shift do you work when you go? Because you work long shifts,
oh
don't
my
you?
God, depends what day. Usually every Saturday I'll work an almost 18-hour shift.
Odd.
I'll work Friday, then I'll work the night. This is what kills me. I work the evening before. So I get out of work, I'm home by 12:30, and I have to be back in the morning at 7 a.m. And I work till 12 midnight. So 7 a.m. to 12 midnight. So I'm
Goodness.
on like 4 or 5, because when I come home, it's like, people say you just go to bed when you get home, but it's like working 9 to 5. Can you go right to bed when you get home? No, you eat
No.
supper, you shower, um, it's time to chill. I can't go right to bed. I take a shower. I have dinner when I come home from an evening shift because I don't have time to eat at work a full meal. And I have to unwind. My brain is going 1,000 miles a
You have
minute.
to wear those big suits. Like, do you have to suit up, or is that just when you're working in the COVID unit in the hospital?
If we have somebody with COVID, yes, yes. We're not a mask, a gown. We don't have to put a helmet on. Um,
And
um,
he said those are long hours. Yeah, they are.
but for a nurse, we're used to it. Nurses, are used to these kind of hours. It's just the working Friday night and doing the double Saturday, which kills me. And sometimes we're mandated. We're
Haley
mandated.
says my veins are so skinny they have to use some kind of add-on thing when they take blood, or it just won't work. I have no idea what that
An
is.
add-on thing.
I don't know. I have bad veins too. I've always had bad veins.
All I can think of is a heplock, which you know is in a vein, but they keep it there so they have access, or a PICC line. But that's usually for chronic people with chronic illnesses or people going under chemotherapy who have to have infusions of sorts often. So they just do a PICC line.
Redheaded stepchild says 18-hour shift. You poor girl. I give you props. Yeah. We need to give our nurses and doctors a lot of props because there's a lot of them that have to work overtime and over.
Yep, and sometimes we're mandated. Just when we think we're getting out of work, we have to stay. If they don't have enough staff, if someone calls out and they can't find a replacement, we have to stay.
Hi, Vanessa. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of thankful I wasn't a nurse. I did want to become. I actually my sister-in-law is a registered nurse, and
Hmm.
she works in an old folks home. And I was asked her how it was when it was really when it first came around, and she just started bawling. She said it was the saddest thing to have to. She said they used to go because a lot of the nurses um were out with the virus, and
Yeah.
she said they would have to go from room to room and actually suck water out of the lungs of the patients. They were scared, they couldn't see their families.
Hmm.
um
Hmm.
and it just lately got to where they can have families in there, but she just started bawling. She said it was the worst thing that she has ever gone through as a nurse.
Of course, and if you work in long-term care, you become attached to your residents. they call them residents, not patients.
Right.
It's like a family.
Mhm.
You see these elders, or even there are people who aren't elder in long-term care, and you become attached to them, and to see them go through this, and then you become attached to their families. It's very
Uh-huh.
hard.
Oh, and yeah, and they would get calls like multiple times a day, and they would have to tell them, "Oh, we just, we just intubated that one, or we had to go and suck," because it was really bad. Because they're not well to start with. So, she just said they lost so many patients. Like I guess, it, from what she told me, like half the patients they lost. Hi, Shangy girl.
Yeah, I
So
believe it.
that,
And
that
and
that was like the hardest thing.
it was a scary time, fear, because nobody knew what was happening, why this was happening, and how to approach it, and how to protect everybody. It was chaos. It was chaos at the hospital too. Very fearful. Families calling, and the
Yeah.
only connection they had was through, tablets. You
Hmm.
know, um, and we were understaffed, and it was horrible. The fear. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget that kind of fear. And
Well,
I've been a
that they
nurse for
died
over 30
alone.
years. I'm
And
so
then you couldn't go to their funerals because there was like a restriction on how many people could be at a funeral. And if it was just so sad. She said
right.
it was
And
just so sad.
and funeral homes weren't picking up bodies because they
No.
didn't know, would they catch it even from, a deceased person. And it was, morgues were filling up, and in hospitals, nursing homes, it was in the news. The soldiers home in Massachusetts, which is for veterans, a long-term hospital, that was on the news. I mean, they were covering up, you know um putting bodies in a shed in the back of the building, and not notifying authorities, or
Oh, wow.
um, funeral homes. It was so awful. It was so awful, and they were threatening their staff if they said anything, they would be terminated, and it was awful.
That's so sad. Yeah, she just started bawling. Like, because she had never talked about it. Like, seriously, like her husband, she never talked about it to her husband. Then she talked about it with us, and she just started bawling. She goes, "It was the worst thing that she's ever gone through. You can't even
Yeah,
imagine like losing that many patients." And it was like within, a short period of time because they're used to losing patients. Let's face it, they're used to losing patients, but not like this, like not
right.
it was. And they were,
Right. And there's no there and when you lose a patient, you have time to, give comfort meds and have family come in. But to go from COVID without being made comfortable is not easy
yeah,
to go through, or to have to witness.
yeah. And then have to tell the families, your loved one passed away. She just said it was that there's nothing that there's no way you can explain that the sadness that it was. And you have to trudge on. You have to keep doing your job. You have to like, and she ended up getting the virus. She did end up getting it, but she had the mild symptoms. Thank God, she didn't get really bad
Hmm.
from it, but she did end up, and a lot of the nurses did in there because it was hands on. It's hands on. And at that time, they didn't know how, you know, they weren't wearing all this equipment. They didn't have it, you know?
Yeah, we didn't have it in the hospitals either. We ran out of masks.
Yeah.
We ran out. I mean, we had to make do with what we had. I remember wearing the goggles, and some of my coworkers were getting black eyes from having their goggles on for so long.
Oh my
They
goodness.
had shiners like underneath their eye because the goggles are airtight. Um,
Right. So that nothing can like enter into your eyes or whatever.
Right.
Like,
People were the public were making masks and dropping them off at the hospital, and we just had to make do with what we had. It was
yeah,
scary.
that's what she was saying. Like half the nurses were out with the virus because they just did not have the equipment to take care of that, you know?
If you're a frontline worker or any healthcare worker, and I know this because I just upgraded my cell phone. I know through AT&T, and it might be through other providers too. But if you're a frontline worker, you will get a discount on your cell phone plan.
On your what?
Cell phone plan.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What is considered a frontline worker? Just the medical field, isn't it? Is
Mm-hmm.
that just the medical field or police or fire? That's the frontline workers,
Yeah.
correct?
Any responders in in
Okay.
in in, in the medical. Yeah. So
I
you.
have
Yeah.
I have been lucky. My husband has worked all the way through this, but never, you know, he's not gotten. But like I said, that guy that he works with, he got it from his daughter, and they were all fine in the household. And then he's been in the hospital now 5 weeks. So yeah.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, I've had patients. I had one patient that was so compromised as it was. Okay. She had a trachea. She had uh she's always had a trachea, ongoing respiratory issues. Um she presented to the hospital with COVID, and
Hmm.
she survived. I mean, we were sure that she wasn't going to make it. We were positive, like, she's already compromised, frail. She was in her 60s, or just about 60 years old, and she made it. She made it. And then you have someone who's completely healthy who ends up on a ventilator and unfortunately can't make it. No underlying health conditions.
Yeah, that's like this guy that works with my husband. I mean, he's never been sick a day. Like his wife said, he's never been sick a day in his life. And
Right.
now he's in ICU. Like, who knows?
Well, hopefully he'll make it. Again, that feeding tube sounds promising.
Oh,
Sounds promising.
I hope so. Yeah, he's had a rough time of it, really. Not only that, not only medically, but financially, his wife is alone. Like she's had to deal with everything. Like it's like the whole family has had to, like, you know. My mom was on a ventilator from COVID last December and still has lasting effects. I've heard that too. Tawanda was in here, I think it was yesterday, telling us that she still has side effects from it. So
Yeah, we don't know yet what the long-term effects are either, you know. Um we
I've
don't
heard
know.
things like taste. And Peggy, thank you. Welcome to Carlos Coffee Coalition. Thank you, thank you. Um, yeah, I've heard that, and they don't know from the. Do you understand insurance information? And Vingilox is asking you, Pink.
Yes. Well, I'm not an expert, but I know a lot of it.
Um, Gingerlocks, why? I don't understand it. I really don't. But when I was in the hospital, with for a month with my staph infection, and all I wanted to do was go home. My doctor told me, my primary care doctor, my doctor for infectious diseases, told me that as long as your insurance will pay for you, she goes, they will keep you in the hospital.
Mhm.
I honestly just had a question about insurance.
Sure. What's the question? She can type it in.
She had to walk out of the insurance room last night due to lack of help. Do you want to come up and ask Gingerlocks? Or do you want to type it in the chat? It's up to you. Sometimes it's easier just to ask the question on a
Yeah.
camera. We'll wait for her. You working today? I'm in the hospital. Oh, she's in the hospital. Okay. You want to ask the question?
Yeah, she can type it in.
Yeah, you can type it in. She'll answer you.
I'll do my best.
I really don't know much about insurance. I just know what my doctor told me. She goes, as long as your insurance is going to pay for you, they ain't going to send you home. I actually had to beg my doctor to send me home. I got really bad.
Sometimes too, be careful when an insurance denies a claim. Make sure on the paper there's always a code that the physician puts in, or whomever puts in, for a diagnosis, for any kind of treatment. A lot of times physicians, people who put in the codes, make errors.
She said
Um,
I got really bad care at the hospital I was at. They were not going to help me for what was going on, so I left, apparently not under doctor's orders.
they can't deny you for that. They can threaten you with that, but they can't deny that.
They weren't taking care of her, she thought.
Right. She can appeal that.
You can appeal it, Ginger.
That's almost like a little trick the insurance companies try to play, well, if you leave, you're going to have to
Not
pay
under
a lot.
doctors. Yeah, not under doctor's orders or whatever. It is against, oh, what is it they say? Against doctor's orders or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
AMA, against medical advice.
yeah.
It's
Jeez.
more of in my experience, that is more of a threat that the insurance companies will use so they don't have to put out money, but you can appeal that.
Well, if she left, wouldn't that, my insurance company was furious at the way they treated me. Well, you
She
have to
left
be.
for improper care.
Yeah, that's what she said. They weren't taking care of her. So she took it upon herself to leave. They weren't doing anything for her.
Mm-hmm. She can appeal that.
So if they refuse like to pay for it, that she can appeal it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How do you do that? Do you appeal right to the insurance company, or how does that work?
Yeah, you would appeal to the insurance company, and if worse came to worse, you probably would have to go through an attorney, but um
Bailey says it's a scare tactic. Usually they
yeah.
will work from what I understand. You wouldn't even believe it if I told you what they accused me of. Hey, Pixie, um, I would. I heard we were on a voice call one time and Ginger lost her shit on a nurse one time because you know your own body, you know what you need.
Mm-hmm.
And this nurse was just being really arrogant and was just giving her a really rough time and she just lost it. The hospital threatens that because if you leave, they won't get paid. Oh, really, Pixie? I have no idea. Well, I actually had to get my doctor to approve my leaving the hospital. And what they did is because, you know, I had to have my bandage changed because my incision had to heal from the inside out. So what they did was they had a nurse come to my house every day and, take care of it. And that was better for me. I think I healed faster at home than I did in the hospital. I was like on a walker and everything because I was in bed so much. They also say that so that they are not responsible if something happens to you. Then they feel they are covered in case of problems. Wow.
I would have her appeal it.
You hear that, Ginger? Appeal it. Appeal. Well, I think I'm going to go eat something. Thank you for coming up though.
Yeah, thanks for
I
having
really,
me up.
I really appreciate it, and I'm going to watch for you. I do listen to your live streams, especially when you do the sunset streams.
Oh,
Sometimes
yesterday
I'm
was such a beautiful sunset. Oh
and
my
I'm
God.
a lot of times I'm making dinner or I'm doing something, so I'm just watching your chat. I was in your chat the night that you had Gray Hughes, and I think it was John Crimes and Gray Hughes were in your chat. It was pretty cool. So they must like you. They're fans. Are you still there? I think I lost her. Hello? I think I lost her. Hello? I think she thinks oh, she dropped down. Anyways, guys, it's been an hour and a half. I wasn't even gonna plan, I wasn't planning on really going on for very long. It was just gonna be a short one. But thank you for coming in. I love you guys. And for a few of you that are in, you know where, I'll talk to you. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, Pink. Okay, guys. You take care. I love you all. Thank you, moderators. Thank you for the super chat, Jenny. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for joining, Angie. Ginger Locks, I'll talk to you soon. Bailey, you too. You guys take care. I love you all. Bye.